This is a Headgum original.
If you were me, if I were you, I emailed in, tell me what to do. All of my flaws, all of my sins, when I get back up, they come right back again. I'm trying to think, should I just guess? I'm thinking it's no, then again I'm thinking it's yes. I'm not fine, what do I do? I'm not fine, but what do I do? And I know I've been trying, but I got problems that I try to deny. Yeah, almost there, I'm so close, but I'm spiraling out of control. But there's a podcast for me, I'll ask them and they will help me see. My help is right within reach. I'm out of ideas, so please help me if I were you, if I were you. Help me if I were you, if I were you.
Cool.
Did that sound familiar to you at all?
Yes, I thought it was a Weezer song.
Yeah,
But-
it's not.
Yeah. It became clear to me that it was not, but it had that kind of like doof type of thing.
Where I come from is above.
Yeah.
It also kind of reminded me of at the bottle of every bottle, something's wrong, something's
Nickelback.
right.
Very good.
Yeah. The words in my head, but it's not. It's a parody of Fallout by Mariana's Trench.
Mariana's Trench.
It's
Interesting.
a song about Fallout Boy.
Oh, that's good. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Isn't
A
that?
band called Mariana's Trench. That's
Yeah.
a bad name for a band, I think. It's
Do you know what
kind of
that
funny.
is?
Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
It's like the deepest part of the ocean, right?
So
So they
it's
made it
the-
a possessive.
yeah, so it's like the deepest song we could write is Mariana's Trench.
Oh wait, that's the name of the song?
No, the name of the band is Mariana's Trench. The
Yeah,
name of the
good name
song
for-
is Fallout.
Right. Okay. Good name for a song, not a great name for a band, I don't think.
And
It's hard to find. The SEO is garbage. It's probably like, did you mean
yeah,
Mariana Trench? You know,
right, exactly. That's
showing
why,
you results for Mariana Trench.
yeah, like what if it was like Marinara's Trench or something, and it's like them playing in a pasta sauce, but it still might do
Yeah.
the "Did you mean?" because it looks
Yeah,
like a typo.
I think so. I think it's good. It's a good pun, but it's bad to stake your whole claim on something like that.
What about
think.
steak your whole clam, and it's like a steak
No.
that looks like a clam or some
I
shit?
mean,
for
you're
a title of-
grasping. Yeah, you're grasping at straws.
What about grasping at straws for the name of a band?
But
So
then
it's
what's
like-
the pun? There's not even a pun.
I meant, yeah, it doesn't have to be a pun, but I guess it could be clasping at straws, and it's like 5 straws as like the band, and everyone's like in a little clasp or something like that.
I don't hate that. You finally got to a good one.
Wow.
Clasping at straws. Everyone in the band has a clasp.
Yeah, exactly. Like band names are important, but then also like Kings of Leon is a big band, and like that doesn't mean anything.
Right, it doesn't. But then, like, you search Kings of Leon, and like you'll just find Kings of Leon. You know, you have to, and it's all, you know how to say it, you know how to spell it. That's
Yeah.
what's the guy that something Lincoln. He's written songs for us before.
Oh yeah, Dear Lincoln.
Dear Lincoln. That's a good one.
Yeah, but
That's a
that's
good
another
one.
one that wouldn't necessarily come up. It would be like, here's a fucking letter that somebody wrote to Lincoln. It's not like Kings of Leon is just that. There's no other
Mm-hmm. Right.
thing that's that.
Yeah. What about Nickelback? That's kind of just them.
That's-
You know,
That's a football position too, so it's kind of
Oh.
also kind of
All right.
confusing.
Blink 182 is perfect.
That's the right
Admit
amount
that shit.
because it means
Admit
nothing.
that
But
shit. Yeah.
actually, Kings of Leon is probably the most famous band that I don't know anything about. Like, I know the name Kings of Leon, and they're
Really?
super popular, but I couldn't tell you a song. I don't know who they are, what they look like, who they dated. Are they still around when they were
I think
popular?
there's, I mean, I know I know a Kings of Leon song, Your Sex is on Fire. I know because Dave Rosenberg went to a Kings of Leon concert and was obsessed with them. Do you remember this when he wrote a song?
Dave wrote a Kings of Leon song.
I think he was inspired by Kings of Leon and he wrote a song. I think he wrote a song in earnest, like earnestly wrote lyrics to his song and he showed them to me. And I was like, I thought it was so cute, but I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. And I felt really bad because he was like, you think it's funny, but he didn't want me to think it was funny.
Yeah, he was vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to try to pour my heart out.
Yeah, I was really only laughing. It was a good song. I was only laughing because I knew I shouldn't laugh. But also, I went backstage to a Kings of Leon concert.
Wow.
At the Hollywood Bowl with Ben Schwartz because Kings of Leon at the time were huge fans of College Humor's movie Coffee Town.
So they invited Ben to a concert and he took you as a +1.
He brought me as a +1. I went backstage. I met Chris Martin and I met Jennifer Lawrence.
And these are not, Chris Martin is from Coldplay. He's not from.
Yeah, no, it was just like, this is the clientele. This is the people who were backstage at the Kings of. They had sold out Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
It was an insane event. Backstage, they're telling Ben how much they loved Coffee Town and why it's such a funny movie. And then Chris Martin is there and they're like, oh, this is Chris. And then, they all look kind of like hot, blonde, long-haired rocker guys.
Yeah. It's kind of like Arcade Fire, but I know about Arcade Fire. Like, I kind of like Arcade Fire. Kings of Leon, I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I don't know that much about them.
And when you went to the concert, was it good? Or were you like, sounds like I'm at a dentist's office waiting room and they're playing easy listening?
I thought it was like fun to be at because it was like a Hollywood Bowl concert. It's big, it's flashy, it's loud. I think I knew like more songs of theirs than I thought that I would. I feel like I knew like 3 songs, and then the other times it was fun to be with Ben. We were in like a cool box, so you can't really have a bad time at that type of concert.
Yeah, if you're in a box, like that rocks. It doesn't matter what the music is, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're in a box, it rocks.
Yeah. Even if you're just watching like a White Sox versus Red Sox game in a box, and like you have no fucking rooting interest, it rocks to be in the box. Like, it's just a nice VIP treatment to have that day.
Yeah, and they do give you food. We had bagels and bagels and cream cheese.
What a weird food to put in a fucking nighttime concert. Rock and roll.
It was morning.
Yeah. It was 11:14 a.m. at the Hollywood Bowl. It was a brunch concert. Did you say who wrote
this song?
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh my God, man.
We'll just say the Dear Lincoln guy or whatever.
All right, cool. I love that.
It was actually a guy who's been writing some recent hits for us, David Adeyemi.
Oh, I remember David Adeyemi.
Yeah, he's sort of pumping out the hits. So thank you, David, for writing that for us.
Yes.
All right, we're back on our respective coasts, back in the old setup for now.
Mm-hmm,
Everything is in a state of flux as we build out our offices and studios. Thanks for watching. Maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago, we were able to record together in our new studio.
Yeah.
You can watch that on our YouTube.
Hell yeah.
You can watch these on our YouTube too, but it's less exciting.
No, they still should. Subscribe. Well, and subscribe and watch this one so you can kind of like see the difference. You know?
I'm getting, I got like reminder emails because it's been exactly 2 years since like the original OG lockdown. Like my friends being like, hey, we should like on Saturday night get together on Zoom and like catch up on what we've been doing this week. Remember that part where it was like so novel to stay at home for 2 weeks that you set up Zooms just to like see a friend or something?
Yeah.
I can finally delete those calendar reminders.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was March like 23rd or something, 2020.
Wait, and what happened?
It's been exactly 2 years since then.
Wow. Fucking hell.
All right. Let's try to answer some questions. This is an advice show after all. Actually, it's the only advice show on the internet hosted by us. I'm Amir.
I am Jake.
Although, maybe I'm Leon.
And I'm the king of.
That's pretty cool. Okay, these are questions without a theme. But ultimately, I feel like we can help these people out. We got a few Wordle related questions. Let's save that for a little bit while longer because once we start talking Wordle, I mean, there's no stopping us.
My Wordle is fucked. My situation is fucked.
Here's a question about playing hooky, and it's sort of COVID related. So, this 31-year-old woman, we'll call her Baskin Robbins because she's a 31-year-old.
Good.
She's been in the medical field for 10 years and writing to see if I'm wrong or right for playing hooky from work. I often have to cover for other people in the office because they don't have daycare and they don't have the daycare that day. And to be honest, a lot of people at work have been having COVID scares or straight up getting COVID. So I got pretty sick on Sunday and called off work. And I went to the doctor on Monday and he said to stay at home until we get the results from the COVID test. Well, I was home on Monday, but I actually got that call that the test was negative on Tuesday afternoon. Is it wrong to wait until tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon, to tell them and take one more day? It's paid leave, so I do feel slightly guilty about the extra day. Is it wrong or is it self-care? Do I deserve the turdy? Thanks. Love, Baskin. J. Robbins.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I think I've played hooky in way, way worse situations. Or like situations where I had less of a right to have a cheeky day off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and also you're still sick, so you could almost convince yourself that you're doing the right thing.
It's not fun to have it sounds like, your Sunday got interrupted by getting sick. That could be your day off. Then on Monday, you're at the doctor's office. Then on Tuesday, you're thinking you have COVID. That's not exactly time off of work. It's really just give yourself Wednesday. That is it's a mental health day.
And then if it's Wednesday, what are you going to go back to work on Thursday? And then it's just
take
Friday.
Take the weekend.
You found out on Thursday, but you still symptomatic. You want to play
at this
safe.
Point, it's almost Memorial Day. Let's just take the summer. Yeah. Let's take the summer. We'll
that way we're
reconvene
recalibrated. We sort of recenter ourselves, as The Rock puts it. Anchor yourself.
You are the hero. You have to be operating at full health. We want you to take the break.
And it's just one test. That doesn't really signify anything. It could be a false negative. You can convince yourself that it's a false negative. So you can convince yourself that you do need to take another test and it can't be a rapid. Those are not accurate.
I think that you can and should, it's one thing to rationalize taking a day, which you totally can do. You deserve it. But then it's another thing to remember to tell people what you need and to say, I need some more time off. I've been covering for a lot of people. You shouldn't just be like, okay, thank God I'm sick. I'm going to get out of work. I mean, it's a really hard time to be in the medical field, obviously. But I think that, everybody values the work that you do. Everybody thinks you're doing a great job, and say that you need some time for yourself, and have folks cover for you just like you've been covering for them.
And if you need to feel a little sick, there's nothing that makes you feel sicker than taking a COVID test, because they sort of shove a Q-tip up your nose and then you start sneezing and then you start coughing, and then the reaction is basically a cold. It's it's giving yourself a temporary cold, and then you're sort of nervous about the results. You're feeling kind of anxious, and then also your nose is running, and it's okay, this is it, I have it.
Yeah, that's it. We forwarded this email to your supervisor. So
that was easy.
Nice.
What's the origin of playing a hooky? Hooky, of all things. Where do you imagine that beginning? I played hooky. The first person who sort of didn't go to school or work was actually playing a game called Hooky, and that's why it's called that. I spent all day playing Hooky instead of going to this thing, and now everything is called playing Hooky.
When I was little, I used to always try to get out of school because I missed my mom, and I would try to I would try to go to the nurse and I try to get her to send me home. And every single day she'd let me lie down for a little bit and made me go back to class. And then like there was one day where I lost my jacket and I was pretty upset. And I went and I wanted to go home, so I said I was sick, and she said to go back to class, and then I started crying. And I guess that made her believe that I had to actually be sick. So she sent me home. She told my mom that she thought I might get migraines. And as a kid, I was prone to headaches, but I didn't get like crazy migraines or anything.
Yeah. It's hard
but
to
then
sort of figure out the difference when you're 6.
Yeah, but I used to get like some headaches every once in a while. But then I got this like get out of jail free card because everyone thought that I was dealing with chronic migraines, and I would go home twice a week sometimes.
Playing fucking Paperboy on Nintendo.
Go to the nurse.
Or it's
Like,
go,
hey,
fucking
I got a migraine. Yeah,
Playing
sorry.
Crash Bandicoot.
Another migraine. I must go home to be with mother.
I wonder if your mom was like flattered or kind of annoyed when.
I think ultimately annoyed. And then I'd get home and I'd try to watch TV and everybody like, well, I thought you had a migraine. So it's the only thing that makes me feel better, watching Jerry Springer.
Jerry. All right. I think I found the origin of Hooky. It seems like it was in a dictionary of Americanisms in 1848.
Interesting.
Because like somebody was on the hook for something and then they didn't show up. So that's the origin of it. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go do something off the hook or playing hooky or something like that.
Interesting. It still doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, God, no. But at least we sort of vaguely know why it's called that and when it started. And
yeah,
that might be the first thing in 540 episodes that we've learned or a wisdom that we've been able to impart on the show.
I think we've done more than that.
I don't know. There was the time where we sort of joked about Matt Damon for 6 months, but like I don't think that actually taught anything. Nobody learned anything that day.
We sort of led a 2-man crusade against a mutual friend, John Wolfe, to slander
like
his
a fact.
reputation. Right. Yeah.
There was the Surge dude, which was sort of a runner for 3 years, but not rooted in anything factual or actual.
Yeah. I became a godfather to many.
Yeah, but that was sort of a goof as well.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's right. I mean, I do love those kids, but yeah.
They're all 21 now. Want to feel old? All right, let's take a break. Think some sponsors, come back, and let's see if we can get into these Wordle cues after these. Thank you to Allform for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Yes.
Long-time If I Were You listeners know that we've been ranting and raving about Helix mattresses for years. We're obsessed.
Yeah, no, love this stuff. Can't get enough.
Well, that's why we're excited to tell you that Helix has left the bedroom and is now doing furniture at large with a new company called Allform, and they're making the best sofas in the game.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Okay,
I have an Allform sofa. Jake, do you?
I actually do as well. Yes, I have a leather one. You have a yellow one. I saw it recently. Yeah, very nice.
You can customize it however you want, whether you want the leather, whether you want the yellow, whether you want the L. You can pick your fabric, you can pick your color, you can pick the size. They've got armchairs and love seats, sectionals, and best part of all, they're delivered to your door and you just assemble it yourself. So you don't have to deal with like delivery men or anything like that. It just shows up, you put it together in less than an hour. Even I was able to do it.
Yeah, and you don't know how to do, excuse me, but you don't know how to do anything. You're a child, basically. You don't know how to make a tuna sandwich. You couldn't open a can of tuna. You couldn't hang a photograph. You couldn't fucking brush your teeth. You can't have breakfast without your baba. Can you, Blumenfeld?
I prefer to have the baba, but I'm sure I can have it without the baba. I don't need the baba.
Yeah.
The sofas, as you know, are big and roomy. Their setting it up was very easy, and you don't even need the baba.
Yeah, you don't need the Baba, folks.
So to find your perfect sofa, and this has a forever warranty, folks. That's right, a forever warranty. Just check out allforum.com/ifIwereYou.
It's a great amount of time, forever. I love that.
Low prices, and you know that they're offering our listeners a discount. So if you go to allforum.com/ifIwereYou, you'll get 20% off all orders. That's right.
Whoa.
Again, that's allforum.com/ifIwereYou.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Allforum.
Thank you.
Thank you to Truebill for sponsoring this episode of our program.
Yes, True Bill.
Jake, did you know that some free trials just renew without your consent?
I actually did, because I signed up, as I mentioned, I signed up for Truebill the day before they booked ads on our show.
Wow.
And I believe I found like $75-$80 just getting recharged to my account every month. So
That's right.
Canceled that right quick.
Yeah, Truebill is a new app that helps you identify those and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. On average, people save $720 a year with Truebill.
Yeah, sorry Paramount Plus, but I remembered to unsubscribe now.
Wow. And because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, of course, Truebill makes it incredibly simple.
Mm-hmm.
You just link your account and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap.
Amazing.
So don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/ifIwereYou.
That's right.
There's no hidden trick or any fee. It's just saving you money. Why would you not do this? You can go right now to truebill.com/ifIwereYou and save thousands a year potentially.
Boom.
Thank you, Truebill.
Thank you.
And we're back. Jake, do you have any?
Oh, so let's do the fight.
Mom, I'm coming.
Gross. Yes, I do. And it's to try surfing.
Yes, we hung 10 in Mexico together.
Yes.
We
it was
took a
totally
trip.
tubular. Yeah.
We took a trip.
It was radical.
We did some real classic activities. We fished, we ATV'd, and yes, we surfed.
We did surf.
And I'm not just talking about surfing the web.
Right, which we mostly did.
Yes,
most of the
I did that a
time.
lot.
You played
I did
Wordle on
that
the
a lot.
beach for sure for several
Yes.
hours while I
It was
went
a
on
hard word.
while I went swimming.
that
I went on a
day.
jog. I
I
came
was
back.
like-
I took a rest the
it ends with
entire
EAD.
time.
What
You were
words
sitting there
need,
on your
greed,
fucking phone,
greed.
not even on
No,
a towel, just
it wasn't.
sitting in the
it was
sand.
ahead.
was
It's like
ahead.
you don't think of
Yeah.
like when it like does a fucking U-turn like that.
I had thought of that. I had thought of it because it took me 2 minutes to do it. Well, in line while we were getting coffee, and then you wasted your whole entire day.
Tell me about the surfing though.
Surfing was fucking amazing. I'd tried surfing once before where I was in Mexico with my brother. We just like rented boards on the beach and took them out to the water to try to figure it out ourselves. And it was kind of disastrous. It was like you just get tossed around. You have no idea what the hell you're doing.
And when to do it specifically.
Yeah. So I was like, surfing's not for me. It's not going to take. And then, but I'd always like wanted to give it another shot. And then we got actual lessons. We got surf instructions. We went out in the water. Basically, each one of us had our own instructor.
Yeah.
Like shoving the board, telling us when to paddle, when to stand up.
I downloaded there was a photographer there because, you know, everybody's trying to get paid. So there's this photographer that was taking photos of us. Maybe I can pull them up and we can discuss the events while we show it, because we are recording this. Let's see if I can share my screen.
That's
here.
right.
Share preview. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
All right. First photo he took.
Just me zipping up your
Wetsuit, is it?
zipping up your wetsuit.
Yeah. And so at first we weren't going to do wetsuits. And then I said, you know what? Let's just fucking go for it. What if the water's chilly? I want to look like a surfer at the very least if I can't get on my board.
Thank God we did do wetsuits, because getting a rash from the board is a real thing. You really rip your skin against it.
Yes. I also I bruised was on the board just like as a boogie board, and one of the waves came, and you sort of fly up and land on it, and like I felt like a bruised sternum/rib cage area.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
it hurt just to be on the board.
Yeah, I have that as well.
And then, as you can see, we hit the water, and the board was heavier than we thought. You can't just lift it up and drag it. You sort of have to hold the nose of it.
Foot. Yeah.
So you lift it up and you drag it, and then I mean, first we have to learn how to like what the routine of getting on the board was, which is roughly getting on your knees first and then hopping up at a certain point.
That's right.
But we didn't necessarily know how or when to do that. And the waves were kind of intense. They were strong. They weren't necessarily very tall, but they were, I don't know how to describe it, but very strong.
Yeah, it was a strong current to be sure. And they were constantly breaking. So like, you couldn't duck under them because you had the board. So you kind of had to toss it over. Yeah, there I am on my first wave, too afraid to stand. He's yelling at me to stand up, and I was going so fast. And I was like, how on earth?
How do you You're basically you're using it as a boogie board, but it's attached to your ankle.
Yeah, I mean,
which I thought was just kind of like for fun, but like no, that ankle thing like came in handy because like a lot of times the surfboard would get thrown by the wave, and then like half a second later I'd feel my leg get yanked.
Yeah.
Cohen got up first. He was pretty good at it.
Yeah, Cohen got up.
The boards are the boards that they gave us were huge and foam, so like you can really stand on them and they wouldn't tip over very easily.
Yeah, those are the beginner boards.
Yes, but don't worry, we figured it out. Look at you. This is you getting fully up at a certain point.
Yeah, that one, I know that I'm falling right there, but like the way, because like the board is going back a little too far.
Yeah.
But the way this looks, it looks like I really like caught a wave.
Yes, exactly. This is the best looking photo of you surfing, I think.
For sure. And look at the next one.
That's 1 and 2 right there. It's a
different wave. It's a different wave. But yeah, that's what most of the day was.
And it hurts to fall. Like it's not like you're in the water, because the surfboard continues. You fall.
The surfboard continues.
Yeah.
You get wrecked by the wave. You like hit the sand is like waist deep there. So sometimes I would like fall and actually hit the bottom.
Yeah. And then by the time I didn't even do this part where like it takes you all the way to shore and you're just like slowly like walking into shore. That seems like an anticlimactic ending that I didn't even get to experience.
Right.
This is the only photo of me sort of getting up. Again, it looks like I'm fucking carving, but I'm either getting up slowly or falling down fast.
Right.
And we should say that we didn't know how to time these waves. So like the instructor, who's just like this cool teenager surfer boy, would just hold our boards and be like paddle, 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 and then throw us into the wave at the exact right time.
The only reason we caught any wave is because we were pushed onto one.
And even then, whenever I fell, the guy would be like, "What happened, buddy? Like, come on, you got to stand." And I don't know if he was actually disappointed or if that's the sort of his sense of humor. But either way, I felt like I really disappointed him. Here's Marty catching some few waves, and
Very
then
good.
You said you went back, right? You went back the morning I left. You went back to try to surf again.
That's correct. For me, this surfing really took. I was thinking about it the rest of the time. I was like, I want to get better. I like surfing a lot. And I went back to the exact same place. I basically just paid for another lesson.
Okay.
And yeah, on the day that you guys all left, I spent another hour out there. But with like just me, it was like constant. He was like, I would surf in, come back out. He'd tell me, go, 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 get on again. And he's giving me a lot of instruction, like even yelling. Sometimes when I got up, he's like more towards the middle of the board. So I would like walk up towards the middle of the board.
Oh, interesting. Like an intermediate lesson.
Yeah, almost like it seemed like it was. Yeah, it was like maybe not intermediate, but like lesson number 2 for sure. And it got to the point where I could basically get up every single time.
Oh wow!
The waves are very, very small. But like the first time I went, if I stood up, I was surprised and didn't really know how it happened. And the second time, I was mad at myself if I didn't get up because I knew that I should be able to get up. I think I got up more than I fell the second time.
So the question is, do you continue the hobby? Do you lean into it more? Do you get a board? Can you time it yourself, or do you need more lessons?
I have already looked into it. There's a
Wow.
bunch of like surf schools out in the Rockaways, and a lot of people like surf there year round. You get like a 4 millimeter thick wetsuit
No
with a
way.
hood and gloves and
No,
shoes.
no.
And
You
that
don't
shit
need to
sounds
do that. That's
I
insane.
I'm not going to do it during the winter, but I am
Winter
going to do it.
surfing?
I'm doing it in April.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it when it's cold out. You can make it a summer sport. Why are you braving the cold in any capacity, buying a special wetsuit? You know,
Some people love that shit.
that was
I
like
think
what,
I think I would like it too.
it's what John Zanussi did. Old
Yeah.
programmer at College Humor. He would like in the middle of winter, like show up to work, having gone surfed, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's too cold for me to walk to work, and you went into the ocean today.
Yeah. It's also I think it's just getting getting older thing, cuz I used to be impressed that he would do it in the cold, but I was even more impressed that he was just getting up at 6 a.m. to
Yeah.
surf in Long Island and then get to New York, or like get to work by 9 a.m. But now I'm like, "Oh yeah, I go to the gym at 7 sometimes. I could wake up I've like gotten up at 5:30 to go on long bike rides before work. I could get up at 5:30, drive out to Rockaway, surf for an hour, come back, change, still get to work on time.
That's
That sounds
crazy.
that sounds lovely to me.
I know, and that sounds so intense for me. Like it seems like after I had surfed, I'm like, that was my activity. That's the only thing I want to do that day. I feel like bruised and like it's like I went skiing. Like that was
Mhm.
everything. I can't imagine
Yeah.
doing that in the winter and then like, all right, now it's time to work all day.
Right. See, I wonder, because I didn't feel like that after day one, but I felt like that after day two. And if I
Sore.
felt like I still feel sore, if I felt the way I do now after the first day, I probably wouldn't have gone back. But I'm glad, because now I love it and I'm in pain.
you
So
you
I'll
think
do
you
it
could
again.
go? You think you could time it yourself now, or you still need the guy to say paddle, paddle, paddle at the exact right time?
I guess if I went back to the same beach that we were at in Mexico, I feel like third time there, I would be able to definitely not do it as well, but I could probably make that next step. I don't think that I would feel as comfortable just like grabbing a board, going to a beach that I've never been to and trying it. Like I'll definitely do one of these surf schools.
Yeah. Jeez.
But yeah, they like rent you all of the gear too. I don't want to buy anything yet.
And then the next step is snowboarding. So you can do something like all those cool dudes are like, yeah, in the winter I go skiing and surfing in Australia, and then I come back up here and I
Yeah.
surf.
I have snowboarded and skied before, and I don't like it at all. I don't love cold weather. I think the falling in the snow is like much more painful than anybody lets on. Um, and it just doesn't do anything for me.
Interesting.
I'd rather surf in the summer, surf, climb, bike, and then in the winter, I just take it all.
Hibernate.
Yeah, I'll go inside and I'll do like a trip to Mexico. I would definitely do this trip that we did once a year.
Yeah, the weather was perfect in like late winter.
It's amazing.
All right, cool. Two surfers now, just chatting about surfing because that's sort of who we are, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Does it make you
I'll
feel sad
keep
that you
on.
cut your hair?
Oh, I did think about that, but no, ultimately my hair looked bad when it was long. So I'm
So it's
happy
fine.
now.
Yeah. Actually, it might
maybe
be
I'll-
cool
Yeah, I'll grow it out again.
if not only if you grow it out again, but if you like get surf wax. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you should at least order some wax.
I should. I won't have a board, but I'll bring my own wax, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, "You don't have to wax this. It's
Yeah.
a foam board."
Really? So I thought we could just wax surfing. You
Yeah.
say, well, you're waxing.
I
the
need a
board.
rash guard and a shin guard and a mouth guard,
And then you just
but I have wax.
yeah, you get one of those winter wetsuits, but you just do it to like lay on the beach and read a fucking GQ. It's also middle of summer, so you're burning
Yeah.
up in this thing. It's 4 millimeters thick, like you said. There's a
But see,
hood.
I
You're
love
overheating.
This surfing is one of the things I've like always loved the vibe of and not been able to do. So now like even the smallest hint of being able to do it makes me really excited. I want in.
Yeah, you want the culture. You want a sandy car
Mhm.
more than
Yeah.
anything.
Definitely, dude. I got the truck for it. It's like if I could put a board, a bike, climbing shoes. I mean, my God, man.
Do you even have to use those equipment at that point, or as long as you have a sandy car and a bike on top.
Yeah, that's true. It usually, I think if you have a sandy enough car, you show up anywhere and they'll just give you the gear.
That's really cool. All right, let's take another break. Thanks to more sponsors. Come back and answer more questions after these massages.
Yes.
Thank you to Athletic Greens for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Hell yes.
I mean, this is how I start my day. I don't know about you.
Yeah, this is how I actually start my mid-morning to my early afternoon. It's replaced the second cup of coffee.
It's good because with one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality minerals, vitamins, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right.
Damn right.
It helps with energy, it helps with digestion, sleep, all the important things in your life. And yes, it happens to taste good too.
And it happens to look cool, and it happens to be good, and it happens to make you better. How's that?
And it's keto, paleo, vegan, it's dairy-free, there's less than a gram of sugar, and it supports mental clarity and alertness. What else do you need in your life?
Come on. Why aren't you drinking it now?
Well, if you want to arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, Athletic Greens is also going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase.
There it is, folks.
Holy cow, all you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/ifIwereYou. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/ifIwereYou to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance today.
Damn right.
Thank you, Athletic Greens.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dadgrass for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Oh, yes. Dude, I love Dadgrass. That's my new favorite sponsor.
Yeah, so you know that it's legal, organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind without getting you too high.
Yeah, not too high. It's like less than 3% THC, so it lets you smoke a big fat joint but not get rip roaring stoned. Normally, if I take like 2 drags of someone's joint, I'm like, I'm going to be too high.
Yeah.
But this, I can smoke the whole thing straight to the dome and just be fine. I could go to school.
Really? Congrats, by the way, on going back to school. I forgot about that.
That's right. Yeah, I'm getting my my friggin' degree. It's crazy.
That's so rad for you to do that.
Yeah, it's that rad Dadgrass that made me feel like I was smart and I could go back to college.
They say it's chilling out without getting stoned, like having a glass of wine, but not the whole bottle.
There you go. And that's exactly what you want.
Yes, exactly. And all Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over and ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S.
And they actually gave me a little pack of mom grass as well, which Jillian smoked, and she loves it.
There's mom grass and Dadgrass?
That's correct. I don't know what the difference is. I smoked them both. They're both great. So, you can get either one.
You could be a dad or a mom. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/ifIwereYou.
Amazing.
That's dadgrass.com/ifIwereYou for 20% off your first order.
Definitely do it.
Thank you, Dadgrass.
Thanks.
And we're returned.
Yes.
Somebody sent us. He said, he heard that I suggested a 6-letter Wordle could enhance the game. I don't remember saying that, but here we are. Well, now you can try it yourself because my friend Coleman actually just created a 6-letter Wordle called Wordski.
Oh my God.
Wordski, yeah. I thought I'd give him a shout out. So if you want to play this,
today's Wordle yet.
Yeah. So let's see if we can play Wordski, which is at iamcoleman.io.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Maybe we can get to the bottom of this Wordski together.
Good.
How is your wordling going, by the way? I forgot to ask.
I had an ugly day yesterday. It was an ugly day.
What was yesterday? Was it Horde?
Horde was the word. I think I can't remember exactly what my first guess was, but it was something like I had like it was maybe chart. Oh, it was chart. My first word was chart.
Uh-huh.
So that gave me
the H and the R were in there. Two
The H and the A, no, the R was green and the A was green.
Oh, wow.
And the H was yellow.
Wow. That was first guess.
First guess. And it's like, you know that there's not a word that ends in A-R-H.
Right.
You know?
So you
I
know it
knew,
started with an H.
I knew that it started with an H, and I knew it wasn't heart because T had been eliminated with chart.
Wow.
So
Dangerously close to it, too.
yeah. And like, so there was no other thing that it could be than H at the beginning and an A-R and with no T. I was very convinced that the word was heard, H-E-A-R-D. And for some reason, I didn't even, it was all about, to me, like in my head, I was just like, this H is either at the beginning or the end. And if it's at the beginning, then there's no other word that it can be than heard. I was almost thinking of E as like a green in my head.
Right.
I just didn't even consider H-O-A-R-D. So when I saw the green H, I was like, there's my two. I got it. I finally got the Wordle in two. And then it was all green except for the E. And that was when I realized horde. And if I had thought of horde, I really do think I would have guessed it over herd because
it just feels like a more wordly word.
Yeah, definitely.
That actually, that happened to me today. I think you played today's already, right?
Yes.
So I guessed my first guess. By the way, we should also say that Marika guessed horde as her first word. She said she's never used that word before. Just randomly threw out horde, and it was correct. So insane. Shout out to that. Mm-hmm. Today I did chest as my first one, and the word was sweet. So it was like S was correct, E was in the right place, T was there, and so I wrote down. I'm like, oh, I think it's sheet, and then I was about to hit submit. I'm like, wait a minute, it could be sweet. That feels like a more wordly word, and I switched it to sweet, and it hit, and I'm like, I feel like I figured out this game. I was about to go one way, and I'm like, no, this doesn't feel like a Wordle word. Yeah. But it could have been the exact opposite. It could have just been sheet, and I like switched it at the last second to make it the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That is.
Yeah. And the twos happen fast because like it's your first guess, which is instant, and then like you've narrowed it down if it's good enough to like one or two guesses. So I got a 2 in like 35 seconds.
I'm surprised that you didn't guess like sweat or like something. Like it's so basically if it's a 2. If there's 2 of the same letter in a word, I don't think I'll ever get it in 2 because I just can't make my second guess have 2 of the same letters in it.
Right. And I probably just didn't even think of sweat or something. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you seeing this Wordski, which is a 6-letter Wordle?
Yes.
This is odd. This is kind of like breaking my brain because it looks like Wordle, but it's 6. I'm sharing my screen so you can watch along if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you think of a single 6-letter word?
Of course. No problem.
Easy.
Not okay. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't have 2 letters, you know?
Yeah. Like no doubles.
How about breast?
That's pretty good. What if we get it in 1? How hot would that be?
Especially on breast.
I like that it's a 6x6 grid. I think I've said this before, but Wordle should be a 5x5 grid. They should eliminate the 6th guess.
Yeah, because it's not fun to get it in 6 either.
Right. Oh, look at that. REA, all yellow in the middle.
It's not bad. Okay. All right.
I mean, now this is going to be very hard. REA, 6-letter word, but not there. Mm-hmm. Fairest? No, I can't end with CH.
I thought you usually shift everything. So what's a word that's REA?
Yeah.
All right. REA.
What about a word that starts with CH? CH.
But what about the word realm?
Realm. Okay.
Is that 6?
Realms?
Oh, no, it's not. No, but we know there's no S.
Yeah. But that'll at least help us organize.
No, we're not fucking helping us organize anything. I'm trying to get it in 2.
You really want this? Okay.
Yeah.
What if it starts with CH?
Okay.
Like, look at that.
But then, but look at the, okay.
Is that a word? Carom with a CH?
I don't think so.
CHAR. No, there's no E. There's no S.
Right.
All I can think of is 5-letter words that end with an S. Charms.
Yes. Right. And it's funny when I'm playing Wordle, all I can think of is 4-letter words that ends with an S.
Basically, whatever we want.
Just
is
pretend we're
1
playing a
letter short.
7-letter.
Hair, wear it. WH.
Okay. Let's.
This is really hard.
Perfect.
This is insanely difficult to do on the fly. CHARE. CH. Oh. Create?
No, the E and the A are at the same place. And so is the R. What are you doing?
Of course.
What about flared?
Flared?
Yeah. No, F. F.
Oh, okay. That fits.
Yeah.
I don't know what their ethos is on using past tense
Right.
verbs.
Yeah.
But at the very least this fits.
Maybe glared, but that would probably be more.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
It's not a word. All right, let's try glared. Glared.
It's got to be glared. Glared is right.
Not a word. Not a word.
Yes, it is a word.
Is it glared? Flared?
Okay.
Chaired?
We can't think of a word.
Pharaoh. Pharos.
No.
Pharaoh. Tarot?
Okay.
Parrot.
No, this is getting embarrassing. There's no E in that.
I think we got to go a 2.
No, we don't have to go with that. No, we absolutely do not.
I want to do a completely new 2-letter.
No, I'm not
2.
going on easy mode. No,
yeah,
we're not
going
doing
on
that.
easy.
No.
Yo.
AR. Plaret? There's no T.
Paler.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
DR. Dreams? No S.
No S. And the REA are all in the same place. I won't allow you to do that.
I have to do realms.
No, dude, I'm begging you not to.
There's no other option right now.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna just write something out. Okay.
This broke our brain.
Okay.
Ooh, walrus would be a good first guess.
RAGE raged. That's 5. So that's not gonna be right. This is insane how bad we are. Nobody understands the pressure of having to do it live.
Only us. Look at this.
That's pretty excellent.
It's a fit. Charge is a fucking fit.
Great. Let's do it.
All right, I'm locking it in. Charge. So breast gave us REA in yellow. So we're rearranging them with a 6-letter word, charge. It did very little for our morale, and this will make it even harder. What about garage?
That's
Oh no, it doesn't end in GE. So right now we got ARGE all in yellow.
Wow.
This
And
is yeah.
Gear.
What?
Gear? No, it couldn't be gear either.
Oh, this is gonna be extra. As long as it took us to come with a second one, this third one will be even harder. Because you won't fucking let us go easy mode and just like do another 6-letter word for some clues. Our goal should just be to finish it.
Right. But I don't want to do that.
You want to get it in 3.
Yeah, I do want to get it in 3. But
Or let's
how
say
on
it starts with
earth?
G.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's probably a vowel because there's no vowel in the 3 slot. It's like this. Gal.
Oh, wait, what about ranged? RAN. Oh, we haven't guessed an N. Range. Oh, Ranger is pretty good.
Pretty
I thought-
good. It's a gosh darn fit.
Well, I thought ranged, but yeah, Ranger's perfect. Let's do it.
We fucking got it in 3, folks. Ranger. And you wanted to give up. You wanted to just be like, let's put walrus. Maybe we'll figure it out later. The
Yeah,
goal is to just win.
But that was a really good teamwork because I wanted to do ranged and you saw that it couldn't be ranged. You said Ranger is more of the fit. And ultimately, that's what led us to glory.
That was kind of fun, and it is a lot more difficult when there's 6. It's just one extra letter, but it kind of changes the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at ARG, and you're just like, what? There's a lot more places where a yellow one can go now.
Yeah. I'm wondering how to share it. Let's see. Maybe if I tweet this, I wonder if we can charge this guy. We can sort of embargo this thing until we get paid for it.
Probably not. Probably
Because
look.
it looks like it's free, but if this guy ends up selling to the New York Daily News or some shit for $500,000, he'd have to take it.
Which could happen, actually.
Actually, why don't we buy it? We'll buy low. So we'll have it, and then we can do whatever we want with it.
Great.
And
Let's
he'll
offer
want
him, $1 million.
40,000 or no, $1 million is a lot. Yeah, I was gonna say like this is now we just spend the next 20 minutes debating like we did the words. All right, let's offer him $40,000. No, it's not gonna fit.
You thought we were dumb when we were guessing words. Wait till you see us in a negotiation.
Let's guess. Can we guess 50,000 or is that no?
Is that insulting?
There's no 5 in it.
Because
We
it's
already
not that
know.
different than Wordle.
All right, thank you. I am Coleman. And who sent that to us? Let's see. It wasn't even Coleman himself. It was his friend. But it was actually this guy's smart because Wordle was named after Wardle. So this guy's keeping the URL at iamcoleman.co.
Smart.
Sort of self-branding.
That's good.
Yeah, iamcoleman.io, I should say.
.io.
Sammy sent it in. Thank you to Sammy.
Thank you.
All right. Send us all Wordle-related adjacent questions, games that we can play. Mm-hmm. We can almost start a daily Wordle podcast. So we just sort of do Wordle together. But it's always one day delayed, so it doesn't spoil anything else for anybody else.
That is smart. Would we both do it together live, like teaming up?
No, that would probably be cheating. Maybe we'd alternate. One day I'll do it, you help me. One day you do it, I help you. We sort of did that on live. Like after I had already solved it, I was sort of recording you doing it.
Yeah.
And you were trying to get a read off me.
Mm-hmm. I think I got it in 3 that day.
Yeah. 3s are good. Are you still going to quit when you get a 2?
Yes. Cannot wait. I cannot wait. You've gotten like 3 2s in the last week.
It's been a fruitful week. I got 2 in Mexico and 1 last night. And I don't know. I feel like something recently has clicked for me to the point where I am.
This is why I want to retire. This is why I want to go out. I just want to spend my time surfing, man.
You can't surf and also play Wordle. Like nobody out there is going home and trying to guess Wordle.
But sometimes when you're waiting for the breaks,
I'll just pull out my phone and see if I can get a 2 in Wordle. Hey guys, wait up for me.
That's right.
I'm halfway through this octortle. Don't catch the swell without me. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll be back, of course, next week. If you have your own questions, theme songs, all of it, send it to ifiwereyoushow@gmail.com.
Correct.
The opening theme song, same as the closing theme song, is it was Mariana's Trench. Mariana. David Adiemi, parody of Fallout by Mariana's Trench. You can watch this episode, of course, on our YouTube. And then we're also making weekly videos on our Patreon still. Patreon.com/JA, watching Jake and Amir videos, discussing, dissecting, going down memory lane. So check that out as well.
Yeah.
And thank you to you guys for listening. We'll be back, of course, next week. Ciao for now. Or should we say hang 10/surfs up for now. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Aloha.
If you were me, if I were you, I emailed in, tell me what to do.
That was a Headgum original.